Welcome back to the Sneaker Bench. I'm Spiro.
I'm Raj.
Today we're talking about some of our biggest sneaker blunders. We all make mistakes, and we are no different. We made several mistakes, whether it's selling a shoe too early, not buying a shoe we wish we had purchased, or getting caught on a fake sneaker. Today we're talking about some of our biggest sneaker mistakes. We've got more than this, so maybe we'll do a part 2 after this. But for now,
we've got plenty of mistakes. We've been into sneakers since
a long time.
For a while, so it's like we've made a lot.
But anyways, yeah, like Roger was saying, we've been in sneakers for a long time now. Obviously, we're not very old, but like in high school, middle school, we've been, into sneakers, buying sneakers, going to SneakerCon, all this stuff.
We've been watching sneaker YouTube for so long. If anyone remembers the real Ray 20, let us know. I want to know who remembers the real Ray 20. That guy was awesome.
Isn't he making a comeback?
He posted on he did like a lunch with someone, and they were like, he's thinking about relaunching the YouTube channel, which would be cool. I'd be interested to see that. He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, and that kind of starts us at our first sneaker blunder, my first sneaker blunder, where Raj, because you met Real Ray at SneakerCon.
Yeah.
At SneakerCon, I don't remember what year it was. I'll have to put it on the screen. But
I think it was like 2015.
I wanted a pair of Royal Jordan 1s so bad. I was looking for Royal Jordan 1s. I was selling some stuff at SneakerCon. Not really reselling anything like brand new. I was kind of just selling stuff I had worn, and I just wanted to get some money to buy something else. And I was looking around, and I really, really, really wanted a pair of Royal 1s. And I found this one guy who was selling a pair of Royal 1s, I think for, at the time, which this probably sounds crazy to you because this was before Jordans were like super duper expensive, especially Jordan 1s, but there was a Jordan 1 Royal for like $250. And that was about what they were going for, and I was very excited. I was like, okay, try to haggle with this guy, but at the same time, I was like 16, 17 years old, so...
And it was also like the end of, like, SneakerCon was ending. It was like one of the last few, like, I think we were like about to leave or something.
We were about to leave. I don't know if it was ending, but like it was like you guys were like, come on, Spiro, like let's go. And I was like, 1 second, like let me try to buy these Royal 1s. And I'm talking to this guy. Eventually, we agreed. The price ended up being $250. And I'm leaving. I'm in the car. We're driving home. My friend was driving us. Maybe Raj was in the passenger seat. I was in the back seat or something like that. And I'm opening them up. And like one of the, the lace holes just like wasn't even poked through because you know how like the Jordan 1s, they come unlaced when they're brand new or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh god, like what the fuck? Are these real? Are these like B grades? And honestly, to this day, I can't tell you for sure if they're real or not. They did have like, you know how like the crystallization happens?
Yeah. That
usually only happens on the real ones, and that happened to my pair. So
I feel like they might be B grade.
I think they might be B grades. But I was so distraught because I was like freaking out. Because you might be like, it's just a sneaker. But at the same time, $250 for a high schooler, for any person. But in high school, I spent $250 on something that I did really, really, really want. But I was like, oh no, they got me. And to this day, I've still never worn them because I have no idea if they're real or not.
You still have them though, right? They're just
I still have them
in your closet.
They're in my parents' my closet in my room at my parents' house. But I don't know if they're real. I was so just like bummed out about that. They might be B grades. I'm not sure. If anybody's an expert, I can send you some photos next time I'm around those, and maybe we can get that sorted out. It'd be nice to know they're real. Because I have a DS pair of Royal ones, but I have a bad feeling about those because I had to like poke the hole myself. But maybe they're B grades. Anyways, Raj, what's your...
Mine is also from SneakerCon.
It started at SneakerCon.
It started at SneakerCon. It was 2017, actually, now that I remember it, because the Bred ones came out in 2016, and we were looking for a pair in 2017 at SneakerCon for me. I found this one guy. He was selling Flu Game 12s. Great sneaker. Classic sneaker. And he was selling them for like a solid price. I think I got him for like, I think I haggled him from like $220 or $210 to $180. And so I got him for $180. I got him legit checked at SneakerCon, so I knew that they were real. and they came like this. I got the legit badge or whatever on it.
I should have done that shit.
Yeah, that was. Then like, I get them in, and I'm just not wearing them a lot, and I didn't realize this at the time that like my style at that moment wasn't well translated for the Flu Game 12, but my style now is. Yeah, I wasn't wearing the shoes enough, and so I decided to sell them, and I sold them on like Depop for like also for $180. So I got my money
You
back.
sold them for $180. I thought you sold them for less than that.
No, I got exactly what I bought them for.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but the fact that I got rid of them at all,
And now
they're like, I was like, I want to get these again. Let me go back and see how much they were, and now they're like freaking $300, $400, and it's like
Can't do that.
That was just such an error. Like it was one of those things.
Such an error.
It was such a bad error because it's one of those things where it's like, how did I convince myself to sell that shoe? It's a classic shoe. It has a ton of history behind in the entire like Jordan universe. It has such a cool story aligned with the sneaker itself. It's like what maybe Jordan's most iconic moment in all of basketball was the Flu Game, or at least one of his top five most iconic moments in all his entire basketball career was the Flu Game. It's like every once in a while, honestly, I'll go on my Depop and I'll look at my sold and I'll just like make myself sad. It's like when I'm feeling good about the way things are going and you gotta level out a little bit, you go back and you look at a loss and you're like,
Look at the past.
Yeah.
You gotta go back to move forward. It's also funny just to imagine the car ride home where I'm freaking out because I think I have a fake pair of Royal Ones, and Raj is like, oh no, but he's all happy because he just got the Flu Games for $180. He was up, I was down, but every once in a while it happens.
It was so funny because you were freaking out and I was just sitting in the front seat. I was like, I
Just
can't
looking
believe
at
I got these for $180.
You're like, yeah, I got them legit checked. I know they're real. And I'm like, ah. It's like, but we were leaving, so that's why I didn't get them legit checked. They were like, we gotta go. I was like, they're real. I was like, come on, like, be real. These are real, right? And he was like, yeah, and maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know. Anyways, my next sneaker blunder is very different, but it's recently. It was probably, I don't know, 4 months ago. We live in Chicago, and we went to the Mr. Beef, the restaurant from the Bear, the show, to get Italian beef. Which, side note, Raj is a longtime Chicago native, had never had Italian beef before.
I never had it.
Shame. That's bad. All right, guys. Put in the chat, come on, Raj. Anyways, I'm wearing a pair of suede New Balance. I think they're 993s. It was like the purple 993s I have. We went to Mr. Beef. We got a Italian beef sandwich, of course. We got it all. Pictures on the screen. It looked amazing. It was amazing. And of course I got it dipped because I'm a real Chicago person. But when I took like a bite of it, I was standing up and waiting for Raj to order. I couldn't wait. So I stand up and I take a bite, and juice just goes all over the toe of the mesh and the suede on the toe of one of my shoes. And it just, if you're wondering, Italian beef juice, does it come out suede or mesh? No, it doesn't. I tried. I tried to get it out. I tried really hard, and I'm gonna still wear them, but like every single time I look down when I wear those, I just think of Italian beef and needing to be more careful about things. So I'm pretty bummed about that. It's a dumb story. Italian beef did look really good though. And if you've never had Italian beef before, you got to come to Chicago. You got to try it. Al's Beef, Mr. Beef, Portillo's.
That's just a hilarious blunder. It's just like
what a blunder!
Italian beef juice on these shoes. Damn it.
Yeah, that was a bummer. But what's your next blunder?
My next one. This happened in 2016. I didn't realize how much of a blunder it was until very, very recently. But in 2016, the all-white Ultraboosts were like going crazy. Like people loved the all-white Ultraboosts.
We still love them.
And we still love them. It was the one, I don't know if you remember that iconic picture of like Kanye West on stage, and he was wearing the all-white Ultraboosts. And after that, resale prices went insane. I found a pair on eBay. This was before eBay authentication came out. This is before that was a thing. but I found it on eBay for like I think I got them for $180. I got them for retail. And the seller had like a lot of good reviews and a ton of sales from the seller. They were, however, based out of China. With that being said, I got them in, and I thought they were real, and I was very excited to wear these, and I wore them all the time. I love this shoe. They were so cool. The cream detailing on the toe box, like on the cross knit pattern, was awesome. I remember just like geeking out over these shoes. And it was winter one day, and my buddy was picking me up to go to school. I was wearing this shoe. And it's an all-white shoe. And I'm stepping into the car. One foot is like on the car. The other foot is on the ground. And I slip on like black ice. And I wipe out. I'm like for a second, I was like, am I injured? And I hit my head and it hurt my head pretty bad. But then I stand up and I'm like, all right, I'm a little dazed. I'm a little confused, but I'm fine. And I look down and my shoes are ruined. So much like dirt and mud, because the part I slipped on, it was like ice, but it was right next to like grass, and I guess both of my feet, like I landed in the grass when I fell, and just mud everywhere on this shoe. Like it scratched up the whole, the cage. The cage was scratched up. There were like there was all this stuff on it, and that ruined my week. I was devastated.
He's pouring his heart out. He's telling you some real traumatic experience
this
right
hurt my soul, dude. I felt so bad. I was like, every day I'd just come home, and I didn't wear that shoe that whole week, but because it was like my favorite shoe that I owned at the time, I had them on like I didn't have them like in a closet or anything. I just kept them on top of like a table I had in my room, and I would just look at them every once in a while, and I was like, wow, those are beautiful. Those are awesome. I can't believe I own these. And then I had to put them elsewhere because every time I'd look at them just on this table, I would just like legit feel depressed. And that was a terrible moment. But that was a really bad week for me. But I found out here in 2022 that...
2020?
No, I found out... Did I find out? Yeah,
well, I told him this. He just wasn't listening when he first got these. But continue.
I found out later on, many years later, Spiro was like, I think that those were fake. And I was like, how would they be fake? And he was like, well, they had like Chinese writing on the lettering and on everything, on like on the box.
They had like a receipt.
They had
like
receipt,
the receipt like wasn't Adidas.
It wasn't Adidas, and it was also printed on paper. It wasn't like a receipt from like a store. It was just like official. Printed on paper and cut out. And like in the moment, I was 16 years old. I was really excited about these sneakers. I totally get how I overlooked that. But,
blinded by youth.
Blinded by youth and excitement at the time. But I found out they were fake, and honestly, it makes that story a lot easier to tell, because it's like, at least they were fake. Like if that's gonna happen to one of my shoes, I'm glad that it was the only fake pair of shoes I have in my collection.
He doesn't even care anymore. I
still care. I still love that shoe, but I'm more upset now that I was wearing a fake pair for all those years. It makes me want to get a real one. It's like, I want to get that shoe again.
We've said it on the channel, but Ultraboost, if you see an Ultraboost on the channel relatively soon, don't be surprised.
Yeah, dude, I love the Ultraboost.
I'm trying not to buy a shoe until March. I'm really trying. So
my goal is June.
Maybe an Ultraboost in March.
I have like 25 or 27 pairs of footwear right now. I don't need another pair of shoes for at least 6 months. I can do 6 months, I think. Maybe not. I don't know.
No. But anyways, my last sneaker blunder. I had to talk about something that I wish I had bought, but I didn't buy at the time. And I could do a lot of things, but I want to do something very specific and weird because I remember this very vividly. Talking about a shoe that I wish I'd bought 2014, 2015. Only had probably about 5 or 6 shoes, and some of them were like, I think one of them was like a all black Huarache or something like that.
Hey, you rocked the all black.
No, I rocked them, but like that's a shoe that's like, okay, I'm gonna wear those in the snow. Huaraches, all black Huaraches,
great shoe.
Those are fire. So there's a sneaker. It's very weird, and you're probably gonna say, why the hell do you want this in the first place? But hear me out. Stay with me. Nike SB Dunk High, the waffle. It's like the waffle, and the swoosh has like syrup like dripping. They're crazy, and honestly, they just look really dumb. But I thought they were hilarious, and I was like, these are kind of really cool. I thought they were really cool at the time, but like I said, I only had about 5 or 6 sneakers at the time, and I just couldn't really justify one of my 5, 6, or 7 sneakers being a waffle shoe, because like, you know, wouldn't necessarily call that versatile. You can't wear the waffle shoe like more than 4 days a week. Like, you can't. Then you end up being the waffle shoe guy, and I didn't necessarily need that at the time.
That would have been terrible.
I mean, I think I could have rocked it. Honestly, looking back, maybe I could have rocked it. But I was like, should I buy them? Should I not buy them? They were probably about, you know, $230, $40-ish. And at the time, and still, but at the time, especially in high school, you can't be dropping $240 on a sneaker that you aren't sure you're going to wear, like, a lot.
Yeah.
So probably a lot more thought went into the purchases we both made back then, because, you know,
before we had jobs.
Yeah, we were like getting money, you know, helping her out around the house, mowing somebody's lawn, you know, snow plowing somebody's driveway or something like that, doing weird stuff like that to get money for sneakers. But anyways, I was thinking, should I get them? Should I get them? Should I get them? Ultimately decided not to get them. At the time, probably the right decision, but now have some more sneakers. I have the ability to wear a stupid-looking sneaker or a weird, goofy-looking sneaker every once in a while. And probably a year or two ago, I look back and I'm like, you know what? Maybe, especially because everybody's talking about SBs, I was like, maybe I could get those Waffle SBs. That'd be cool. And now I have a picture on the screen what they're going for right now. And, you know, one just sold for over $400. I think the lowest ask right now in my size is like $700-something. And it looks like I will probably never, ever, ever have the Waffle SB Dunk Highs. Maybe that's a grail of mine. Maybe I should have put that on the grail list. It's just it's really niche and kind of weird. In all the SB Dunk craze, I didn't see anybody talk about those, and probably rightfully so. But I think they're really cool, and I'd love to have a pair, and I wish I had a pair, because if I had those now,
you'd wear them now for
all
sure.
the time. I could wear those 4 days a week now. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I can make that happen, and people would be like, okay, waffle shoes.
Waffle shoe guy, here he is.
That's my third and final blunder for the day. Of course, I have many more, but I can only share so many blunders with you in one video. Raj, what's your final blunder?
This one still hurts to this day. Okay, so it's 2016. A lot of my errors originated.
Let me paint the picture.
Yeah. It's 2016, right? I had $220 in my bank account, and I wanted to get a pair of sneakers. The pair of sneakers that I wanted to get were the Jordan 1 Band color. I missed on the drop. I tried on the drop. I missed to get them retail. Then I was looking resell right after, and the few days after they, you know, came out, and it was at like $160. I was like sitting there in psychology class. I remember sitting there, and I picked my size on StockX. I picked everything, and I was looking at like all the fees and stuff, and I was like, all right, you know what? This is a big purchase. It's like almost all of my bank account, which is really, that's all we spent our money on in high school, so it's like fine. It was like almost all of my bank account, but it was also like, my bank account was $220. And I was like, let me wait like 2 weeks. I think prices could go down, and this is a big purchase for me. So let me wait 2 weeks. Let me do like the smart financial thing and just like sleep on it for a little while and just see what happens. And maybe the prices will go down. Maybe they'll stay the same. 2 weeks go by. I've been thinking about them. I'm like, wow.
We were all thinking about it. This is a big deal.
Yeah, dude. Everyone, like, I was just like, wow. The leather looked so good, and I think I probably watched like over 50 reviews of this shoe on YouTube.
Just to make sure. You gotta make sure, just in case one of those reviews has something different.
Yeah.
So you really gotta, maybe they talk about something different in this review.
I was watching one of the reviews, and they were like, every review was like, the leather's incredible, and like this and that, and saying all these good things. And for 2 weeks, I was like sitting on it, and then I checked StockX again. I told myself I wasn't going to let myself look at the price until 2 weeks, because I was setting the 2-week hard deadline. And 2 weeks later, I look at the shoe, and it's reselling for $280. And I had just come into slightly more money.
You came into slightly more money.
Yeah, I got like $100 for like doing stuff. So I had $320.
You were balling.
Dude, I was feeling myself a little bit. I had $320 in my bank account in high school. I was like, hey, I got money. And I could do some weird things with this. But it's $320. They're going for $280. I'm like, no. They'll come back down in price. I can't do it for $280. That's too much. This is like a peak. It'll come back down, and I'll get them for like $220 later on. It's like I have $320. I'll get them for $220. They'll come back down. I know they'll come back down, and they never came back down. they just kept going up and up, and it got to a point where I was like, all right, I'm just never gonna get these. And the day I had that realization was a tough day for me. I was sitting in my room, and I was looking at the chart they have on StockX. You know, a chart where it shows you like how much each sale has gone for, and it had just kept going up, and people were still buying them. Like, if the chart's going up, but there's like not a lot of sales, then maybe like it would make sense if the price went down a little bit eventually. But there were just a ton of sales. Everyone was buying them for like $300, $350, and I was just sitting there. I was like, I'm never gonna own this shoe, and I was sad for a second, for sure. Like, it was a tug on my emotional heartstrings, because that's really all I cared about at the time.
These things affected us.
These things were our lives, all right?
Liking sneakers was a big, if it isn't still already, it was an even bigger portion of our fledgling personalities at the time.
It's like, that was like the main thing we cared about in our lives at the time. Was sneakers.
Is that the best thing in the world?
Maybe not. We weren't all that concerned with like going to parties. We were more concerned with like, oh, am I gonna get the band ones for a relatively easy price? And it's like, no, I didn't. And
kind of outing how cool we were in high school.
Yeah, we weren't cool in high school, but we were cool to us. All right, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Love yourself.
Yeah. But
that's our blunders. We just shared some really intimate details. We're really getting to the bottom of things.
Those ones hurt. A lot of those hurt.
This video, probably more than any of our other videos up until this point, really giving you a deep dive into who we are as people.
Those ones hurt. But those are our sneaker blunders. Do you want to do on feets?
Yeah, why not? Right. We usually do on feet at the beginning, but
yeah. Oh my gosh.
What do you got on the feet?
I'm wearing the Nike Zoom Alphas. I got the shoe for $30 back in the day in 2017 on Depop.
Sneaker come up, not a
fire shoe.
We need a sneaker come up video.
Yeah,
we probably have less of those.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing the silver bullets. I love the '97 silver bullets. I've been wearing the gold bullets, I guess you could call them. That we have a video of a lot as well. But I love the '97. Very comfy. I don't know. It takes a little bit to break them in, but I really like the '97s.
Pretty cool that you got the pack now.
I got the pack. I'll be honest. The other day. Did not go outside in public. I would not do this in public. But I was in my room alone, and I did wear one gold and one silver, just to see what it looked like. And I said, you can't do that. You can't. You're out of your mind. But sometimes you got to try things behind closed doors, which this video's all been pulling back the curtain. You really got to see it. So that's what I'm doing for you to hear today in this on feed more than any other on feed. Yeah. Since I don't really want to end this on the on feed, the Super Bowl is today. But you're not watching this on the day that this is not coming out when the Super Bowl is coming out.
I hope the Niners win.
Yeah, I don't want the Chiefs to win. Quite frankly, I don't think either of us want either of them to win.
Brock Purdy seems like a nice fella. He just seems like seems like a good guy.
Seems like an all right guy, and not the most exciting guy, not the most exciting matchup, not the most exciting halftime show. Sorry. Not the biggest.
Hey, maybe
Usher
Justin
fan.
Bieber makes an appearance. Who knows?
Yeah, because that's really gonna be what I'm gonna. That's what I'm looking out for.
Hey man, if we get some old Justin Bieber, you wouldn't be excited about that? Come on, man.
Honestly, no.
Oh my gosh,
He's gonna bring out Ellen.
Who's Ellen?
Ellen, she found Justin Bieber too.
Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Usher, Justin Bieber, just Ellen, just like on stage, just not doing anything, just moving around,
telling like a kind of unfunny joke.
Yeah, like in between songs, she just like goes and does like a bit for like 30 seconds.
Kind of just looks indifferent about something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it for Ellen to catch a stray, but apparently Ellen's not that nice, so maybe she deserves the
I don't know
stray bullet. Anyways.
Thanks for watching the Sneaker Bench. Have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed our sneaker blunders and us just reminiscing about sad things that have happened to us. Have a nice day. Peace. Oh, wait, and actually, share some of your sneaker blunders, because it would make us feel a lot better about ours if we also heard about others.
Yeah, legitimately, because we know you got sneaker blunders.
Yeah, we know you made mistakes too.